Yeah, they called me that. I'm almost certain they called me political because of the way I answered the question. I guess they feel like I didn't like really answer it, but I'm not finna be extreme, so whatever. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I've been called a politician, a news reporter. What y'all tell me? I have a podcast voice. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm somewhere in the middle. Who already liked the live? Thank you for liking the live, y'all. Hey, everybody on YouTube. Um, okay. Congratulations on your snowboarding. Who is it? Oh, it's Kayla. Hey, Kayla. Just in time to be my podcast during my drive home. That is so funny because I literally was just talking about how I have a podcast voice. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I know we have every reason in the world not to be smiling and not to laugh, but um I like I said, I'm not in the mood to be sad right now. So we'll save that for later. Yeah, I'm over here on YouTube. So come over. It's nice over here. I got my camera set up. I got the microphone. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. Yes, please go subscribe. My subscribers are growing. I'm almost to 740. So we're moving up. We're moving up in the world. Um, so y'all, okay, so let's get into today's topic. So today we are on day 4 of gratitude week. And today's gratitude is all about reflection. Yeah, all about reflection. And so we're going to reflect on the first video, the first and only video that I've had get over 10,000 views on YouTube. And so this was, I posted the video, I posted like a screenshot of the video, and I'll link it on YouTube. But it was a juicing video. And so there's this creator, her name is, I think her name is Rissa. And she does juicing. And so her whole channel is all about juicing videos, juicing content. So she's always doing like different detoxes and things like that. And so I ended up like coming across her channel one day, and I was really interested in her juices, like her juice recipes. And I felt like they were like unique recipes, and she used things I had never heard of before. So yeah, I went through like a really intense juicing phase. I got the Ninja juicer, and that Ninja, if you want a good appliance, get you a Ninja. Those are just good appliances. They are so good. And so I got the Ninja juicer, and I was like juicing like all the time. And so I decided that I was going to do like a 3-day detox slash cleanse. And I ended up using one of her detox recipes. And so it was a 3-day recipe. Each one was like a different color juice basically, and it had different things in it, different fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. So I made an entire video of me cutting up the fruit, juicing it, testing it out, and then I showed like the after of how my skin looked. And like real life, y'all, if you go back and you watch this video, now that I've put it back out into the world, but if you go and watch this video, you can literally see like my skin when I started the cleanse. My skin was looking like a little bit more dull, and throughout the cleanse on that last day, I ended up having like my skin was glowing. I just looked more radiant. So I was like, hold up, it might actually be something to these juices. You know what I'm saying? So I have fun. I made the video, I put it out there, and I wasn't thinking anything of it because up until this point, like I was lucky if my videos on YouTube got more than 10 views. They were not getting views like that. I had one other video that I did even earlier than that, which was a tutorial on how to turn a sweater into a 2-piece. So I turned the sweater into a 2-piece set. It was a top and then the skirt. So that video ended up getting like more views over time. but it wasn't like an instant success. Like it wasn't an instant hit. So I'm again like I'm just posting this video thinking, okay, this is gonna be cute, whatever. We're gonna put this out there into the world. And I'm just kind of like having fun and just like finding what I want to create now. And so I put the video out there, and all of a sudden I'm looking and there's people like the video starting to get all these views. I'm checking back, and like every hour is getting like hundreds of views. People are commenting on the video, which if you know, that's kind of like pulling teeth sometimes when it comes to YouTube videos. Like sometimes people will watch a video and they won't give a single comment. Thank you, Mask. They won't give you a single comment, like nothing. So I'm sitting here, the video is getting all these comments. People are asking me questions. The person that I was subscribed to, whose juice recipe I used, she ended up finding the video and she engaged with it. And so I was like, oh, it's up. Like, this video is really getting some views. And I started to feel really excited because up until this point, I had never had a video do well on YouTube. That had never happened to me before. So I'm sitting here, and at first I was excited. Thank you, DJ Suede. At first I was excited, and then it instantly became like pressure because now I'm the juice girl. That is not what I signed up for. Like I I turned into the juice girl, and I didn't even know if that was something I was going to be doing in a month. Like real life, like I it was a very very short period of my life, and I know how I am. Like there are certain things that I get like really intense about and really excited about, but it does not last long. Like after a while, I'm like, okay, I'm tired of this activity. I'm about to move on to the next thing. Like I'm always like that when it comes to like different hobbies and stuff. So I'm not even sure this is something that I want to do. And I didn't want to become like a whole juice channel because I was like, I don't want that commitment. And just like a small like rant ish, but I've always like shied away from the idea of doing food content because food content, y'all, is something else. Like it is something else. Like first of all, the kitchen got to be clean. You can't have your kitchen looking crazy, and my kitchen was not always clean. Then you got to make sure you get all the right angles, the lighting in the house. I had to set up all this equipment in my house if it got too dark, like not in my house, in my kitchen. So like setting it up and like prepping to make food content, especially like if you're using your camera. Thank you for the follow, Super Shiro. Welcome in. It's like making content like that, y'all. It's a whole different thing. And I knew that like realistically, I was not going to commit to the work that it took to make food content. Like I just wasn't going to do it. And I could tell by how much work it took for me to set up and make that video. So for a little bit, I ended up, I did like a detox, and I kind of started tying it into like overall health and soul care and things like that. And I made it work, but like real and deep down, I knew I just didn't want to be the juice girl. But I was really excited because I finally had a video that made me feel like I'm a real creator now. Like that's how I felt. Like I'm a real creator. Like if I can get this many views on the video, then that means that I can do it again. Like I can make more content that performs well and people want it. But the thing that I had in the back of my mind also was if it's will I have the same success if I'm doing what I really love? You know what I'm saying? Like I was thinking about other things like did it only do well because I mentioned the other creator because her page is much bigger than mine. So is my success only tied when I'm mentioning somebody else and like kind of getting in my head about whether people were really there for me or if it was just because I already was like, associated with somebody else. Like I had a lot of different things kind of going on in my head at the same time. But I also still felt so much pride because this was a time in my life as a creator. Thank you, Deli Poo. It was the time in my journey as a creator where I was like really unsure about myself. I had stopped making fashion content. Hey, Talisa, I stopped making fashion content. I was like lost because I wasn't doing the fashion content. I wasn't making clothes. Like I didn't even want to touch my sewing machine, y'all. Thank you, Talisa. I didn't even want to touch my sewing machine. So to just think about like what do I do now that I'm not doing the thing that I was known for was like one of the most challenging times for me, and just like being a creator and discovering who I am and what am I good at if it's not fashion. So it was a lot of different, like a lot of uncertainties, a lot of insecurities. My confidence just was not there, and having that happen for something that I was really just like doing for myself was really dope to me. And the fact that it happened on a platform like YouTube, where it felt like I was never getting any traction or views, or like nobody was seeing my stuff, to have it happen on a platform like that, I was like, oh man, like this is exactly what I needed. This is exactly what I needed. I appreciate that, Deli Poo. I'm speaking, this was 2021, 2021 that I'm speaking of. So a lot has changed since then, but this is me reflecting on my time on YouTube and the things that was a big milestone for me. So that was one of my big milestones. Another milestone was when I finally broke 500 subscribers, because that took forever. Oh my goodness, it took so long just to get to 500. It took so long. So, but this is one of like my biggest milestones, like numbers wise. So, I was really grateful for that, because again, like I was just not sure if I was going to be able to do it. I was really doubting myself as a creator. I felt like maybe, I'm not really cut out for this, or I'm not as good as I thought that I was. And honestly, y'all, even if I wasn't, like, I'm so much better now. Hey friend, I'm so much better now that it's okay if I wasn't as good as I thought that I was at that time. Thank you. Cause I still learned and grown so much even from that. But it just goes to show, like, it can really be like a up and down roller coaster. You see me? Look, I'm ready for bed after this. She's saying, I see you with the robe. Thank you for the heart puffs. So yeah, it was just it could be an up and down, but through it all, like, YouTube has honestly been the one platform where I know I can always go back to it, even though it doesn't necessarily feel like it doesn't feel like home. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like home yet, but it feels like I'm getting there. Like, if I had to compare it to something, hey Ron, if I had to compare it to something, I would have to compare it to, like, let's say like you moved into a new apartment, or you move into a new house, and like you get into the house, like you signed everything that you need to, you've paid your rent or you paid your mortgage, like this is your house. But because like you haven't unpacked all your boxes yet, or you haven't really got familiar with the neighborhood, then that's where it doesn't feel completely comfortable. That's what YouTube feels like to me right now. Like, it feels like I belong there, but it don't feel like I've like unpacked and really made it my own just yet. Oh, if you want to subscribe to my YouTube, you go to my bio and then click on the links on my bio, and my YouTube is right there. So that's how you can go and subscribe. And then if you want to, you can listen to me over there. So yeah, that's how you join. And if you want to look for me later, it is at it's Jada West. So that's my handle. Next time I'm gonna put my handle up so y'all can see it. That's actually I like that you asked that, Deli Poo. So I this is always the place where I feel like I can come back though. Like, that's the gist of it. And so what I'm doing, actually this feels like, it kind of feels like neglect a little bit, because I'm thinking, how long? Okay. Y'all roll with me with this thought process for just a second. Okay. Entertain this imagery that I'm about to paint. So let's go back to the analogy that I made with the moving into your new home, right? So let's say that you've been living in this home, and the home is not actually new. Like, you've been living in this house for years. Like, let's say you've been living in this house for 2 or 3 years, and you still got boxes that you haven't unpacked, and you still don't have a couch. You don't have any pictures up, you haven't decorated anything. That's really what it feels like. Like, that's really what I would compare YouTube to. I've been living here for so long, and I have not made my house a home. That's what it feels like. And so going through and just like thinking about what I have been able to gain from being here, how I've grown, how it's challenged me and inspired me as a creator, how it's empowered me as a creator, the people that I've been able to learn about and meet and learn from and support, all of that still is a big part of being here. And so that's my milestone. And I want to know what y'all's are. Like, do you have a milestone that you want to celebrate? And even if it's not on YouTube, do you have a milestone that you're proud of on a platform that has been a challenge for you to grow on? Like, what's something that y'all want to shout out or celebrate or just give gratitude for? But you belong there. Look at no one when you do what you do. I already follow you. Oh, you do? Oh, thank you, Deli Poo. Your milestone was hosting your launch party. That was a good one, Kayla. I had a really good time on that launch party. It made me want to do another live with you. Like real life. I want to do another live with you. I actually created a YouTube video, but I hate it, so I didn't post it. Well, you can say that your milestone is creating it. I think that there's actually I don't know what I would call him, but an associate of mine, a mutual, that has been experimenting with video content on YouTube. And he's been given like updates on his progress. And he's been saying how he's recorded a few videos and he hasn't posted any of them yet. Like, he hasn't he hasn't actually put any of them out there. He's just recorded them to get a feel for the type of rhythm that he wants to have. So he's been using it almost like rough drafts or practice for him to create the content and get familiar with his like his flow. And when he feels like he's ready to put out his first one, then that's what he's going to do. And so like it's cool because he's still creating the content and he's still experimenting and trying different things. And even though the element of like outside engagement isn't a part of it, but what I do respect about it is that I feel like it gives you a space to be comfortable with your voice and with your style without the added like pressure of, okay, I pressed this button to go live, or I post this video and no one saw it. No one's looking at it, no one's commenting. And how discouraging that can be for people, even with the understanding that it takes time to build it. Like, I think that it's fair if you still feel a way about your views, especially if you feel like you deserve more of them. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that he's doing, and I don't feel like that's any less like intentional and any less valuable than my method of doing it, which y'all know I just turn the camera on and start talking. Like, if it's not the best, okay. I don't know. I don't have a lot of content that I just make and never post, but that's how I am. Like, that's the way that I do. That's the way that I create. And I think that I as like nerve-wracking as it can be, I really do depend on the flow of the comments and the engagement and the questions to help me make better content. So I enjoy like that aspect of doing it in real time or just creating it and putting it out there. And then if it flops, and it flops, but at least like I know, so that's how, but that's just how I am. That's how I navigate it. But I love that I'm opening up my perspective to accept that people have different ways of approaching it and navigating it, and that doesn't make them any less productive or serious about what they're doing. They just have a way of doing it that's different than me. And so, be encouraged by that. If that's what you need to do, if that's how you have to operate, get into the habit of just creating the content, and then just create it. Like, don't worry about posting it, don't worry about putting it out there. Just create it so that you can say that you did it and you got it out of your head. And then, if you find that you want to go ahead and give it a try, you already got the content to put out. I think the only time that I would say be careful with that is if you don't give yourself um like a standard for when it's time to put it out. So either a timeline or like certain things that you want there to be, like certain like realistic things that you want to exist in your content before you put it out there. So that's the only thing, because then you end up with a bunch of stuff that you don't post, and that is definitely counterintuitive to what I'm talking about. But anyway, the point being, you just may have a different way of approaching it, and that's okay. I look at some of the content that I put out on YouTube, especially my tutorials, y'all. If you ever are curious, like, you just go and look at one of my old tutorials. I'll actually, again, I'll repost my the sweatshirt to the two-piece one, and I'm gonna show y'all like all of the things that I really don't like about that video. Even when I posted the video, I didn't really like the video that much. Like, I got to be honest. I was not happy, mostly because it was so freaking dark that it made the camera quality look like super grainy, which is a big like, ooh, it irritates me so bad. Like, but I'm not gonna complain. Okay, let me bring it back. Sorry. I started going down a rabbit hole there. But go and look at the old videos and you'll understand, especially why like I'm so like particular about how my content looks now, because yikes. Yikes. It was like it was the tension of like what I wanted to be there versus what I had the capability to do. Yeah, I am. I am. But this, like, this I feel validated in, because it's not even just about it looking its best. It's about people literally being able to see what I'm doing in the video. Like, there's some angles that were so dark that I don't feel like you can actually tell what I'm doing. And so, like, little stuff like that was irking me too. It was a lot of problems, a lot of things that I had to learn along the way. But all of it helped shape me and make me into a better creator. And I am excited for my next viral video. I'm excited for my next video that makes it past 10,000 views, to get to 20,000, 30,000, 40, 50, 100. Like, I'm looking forward to hitting those milestones. And actually, I think that what I'm really looking forward to, because I've hit 10K. I want my next one to be I want my next one to be 25. So I'm excited and looking forward to hitting 25,000 views. I really want to push it further though. I'm gonna say 25, but what I'm really saying is like 500,000. That's what I'm gonna say. So I'm excited for my next. My That's gonna be. I'll celebrate at 20, but I'm really gonna be excited for 500. And just going from there. Um, and I've been thinking about. I feel like it's been so much on my mind, y'all. Here's something that I do want to share about social media. And I'll keep it to that. I want to keep this live today light. Okay. Light, easy, breezy. So I was looking at I was looking at this post that was talking about people engaging less and people engaging less with content. And I thought that it was interesting because I feel like I have noticed a shift in how people engage. So you remember, I don't remember what day it was, but what I was telling y'all that even if you're not getting the views that you feel like you should be getting, if you're not getting the likes, the amount of likes or comments or engagement, that doesn't mean that people aren't seeing your content, and it doesn't mean that it's not still converting. Like, I would much rather have a video that gets 100 views, but it gets a one person to purchase from me, or it gets one person to inquire about my services. Like, if it converts somebody, the views aren't as important to me because the content is doing its job. And even when it I think it even like kind of like set me off just a little bit, because I was looking at how the last couple of videos that I had on TikTok that ended up going viral, um, I I barely got any subscribers from those videos. And that was definitely a weird experience for me because a lot of my growth on TikTok came from viral videos. Like, I just had a couple of videos over time that did really well, and it ended up giving me the bulk of my subscribers. And so I felt like I started noticing that even that was different. Like, people will watch it, people will even comment on it if they feel like, they feel away, or they liked it or they didn't like it, whatever it was that prompted them to respond to it. Um but it didn't lead to people subscribing, and it also didn't lead to people clicking on my profile. Like, people would look at the video, engage the video, and then keep it pushing. So they've been talking, this post was talking about how there's a shift, like things are changing and people aren't really engaging with your content. They're more so watching it. So like, they almost, I think they was like calling them like lurkers, basically. So people are lurking, people are seeing your content, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're engaging with it, even if it's a good video. Like, even if they like the video or they enjoyed it, it doesn't always guarantee that they're going to actually engage with it. And I was talking about this and I was using the example of TikTok Shop. And remember how I was saying that sometimes we look at videos and we see somebody promoting a product that we like, and the furthest thing from our mind is liking that video. We're not thinking about liking the video. We're not thinking about commenting on it. We're thinking about clicking the link to go to the product. So that's literally a conversion, because now that creator is getting commission. So even though I didn't actually engage with the content itself, the content was effective in converting me into a potential customer. And so I was using that as an example and also just an encouragement, because regardless of whether people are actually engaging less or not, it still is something that is relevant. Like, just because people aren't commenting or engaging the way that they typically do doesn't mean that your content isn't effective in converting people. And so the fact that now, like, this theory is out there that people are actually engaging less, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Like, that makes sense. I see that. I even see it for myself. Like, sometimes I feel myself getting just like tired of engaging. And I feel like sometimes I don't want to. Like, there's times where I'm literally just scrolling. I'll be scrolling, I'll look at something, I'll laugh, and then I'll keep on scrolling. I'll look at it, I'll read it all the way through, and then keep on scrolling. And even sometimes I feel bad because I'm like, dang, I'm listening, I'm reading this content, I like this content, but I'm not really engaging with it, right? And so, but also there's a part of me that feels like that's just like too much for my brain right now. Like, I don't want to engage. I don't want to comment and talk. I just want to consume the content. And it's still things that, even though I'm not engaging with it, if I like what you said, or if I continuously see you on my timeline and you're talking about something that I like, you're in the back of my mind now. So if I decide that I want what you offer, then you're going to be the person that I think of, even if I literally don't engage with your content that often. Like, as a matter of fact, y'all, like, There are some people that I engage with consistently, and I have not purchased from them. Like, I haven't, but I'll still engage with the content. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still support, I still, and sometimes it won't even be just because I feel like I'm obligated to. It'll just be because, oh, like, yeah, this is some nice content, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I want what you're buying. So it just doesn't, it's not the same like measurement that it used to be. And I feel like while that can be frustrating because the engagement is what we were relying on to put us out in front of new people, it also it also isn't the end all be all. And even with when I look at certain platforms, they're prioritizing different things more now. Oh, that's what that is? No. They're prioritizing different things more now. So like with IG, they prioritize views are high, but shares. So your content is going to perform better the more that people share the content. So if you have a bunch of comments under there, the comments are cool, but that with when it comes to Meta, the shares are what's driving the content. So he can get a verbal no. I appreciate that. Looking through the peephole. How many people have heard about that? Did y'all know about that? That the what's prioritized in terms of engagement and like your content ranking, that it's actually the saves, the shares, and then shares slash saves. But even when it comes to your content, if you are not monetizing through payouts from the platform, but you're actually selling a product or a service, you should be more concerned with how many people are visiting your profile and clicking your links. I don't think they still have that on the analytics for TikTok. If you know for sure, friend, let me know, but I don't believe that that's something that you can see on TikTok analytics. You can see profile views, but you can't see the link clicks. You would have to have something connected on the back end in order to see where your traffic is coming from, but you can still see the profile views. And so profile views is a better measurement than nothing. So is your content making people want to go to your page and either consume more of your content or click the link in your bio? Like that's what those profile views mean. And so if that's what your content is doing, then the views, the amount of people that are actually seeing it day to day is not as important. Like, and even with that logic, like with that way of thinking, your frequency, your frequency and your consistency is more important than the number of views that you're getting on your content. Like that is more likely to be effective than you trying to get the views to go up. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't and shouldn't explore how to get more views, but I'm just letting y'all know that if that's not where you are and if it's consistently that's not what's happening, you could still see success, because if people are consistently seeing it, they like what you got, they're going to remember you, and then they're going to purchase from you. So, I thought that that would be cool to share because again, we're talking about the platforms that we feel like aren't giving us no love. We're talking about gratitude and expressing gratitude for those platforms, for what we've been able to accomplish or attain, or who we've been able to meet because of them, right? And so I felt like that would be a common sore point for a lot of people, that we're not we're not necessarily getting the same views as people with bigger accounts than us. However, it doesn't mean that our content isn't still performing. What does it really mean for your content to perform, and just looking at that from a different perspective. So yeah, that's it. That's what I got. I don't Why are you saying really? I don't let nobody up when I do these. This is not a guest live. The boxes are not open. But that's what I got, y'all. Okay. So my last question before I go, who is participating in gratitude week? Okay. Who's participating and how has it been for you so far? Like if you could put an emoji in the chat and let me know how it's been going for you so far. Let me know if you're participating. If you're not participating, but you want to, you absolutely can. And you can start today. You can start with the gratitude and reflection, and then you can just continue with us for the remainder of the week. We'll be going until Sunday. It's going to be 7 days. So you can still hop in and practice gratitude week with us and see what happens for you yourself. So I've been participating, but on live more than videos. It's been going good. Oh, yay. Okay. Kayla put the heart eyes emojis. That's a good sign. It also made me expand what I'm doing on YouTube. Good. Y'all remember when I told you if you participated in this challenge, you automatically had content for an entire week. I told you had a content plan for this whole week. If all you made was gratitude content, you had content. So I love that. And be intentional about following more people. Yeah. I still think that one thing, I don't know if I made it. I'll make it like a bonus. I'll make it like a bonus one. But one thing that I do want to include in the platform in the gratitude week is to like spend some intentional time on the platform just engaging. Like if you are on YouTube just scrolling through the shorts, like liking videos, commenting on videos, if you feel like you really like the video and you want to duet it, is it duetting on there or do like a green screen and do that? Hey Lloyd. Um but spend some time like intentionally engaging on that platform and seeing what comes from that because as like much as we're expressing our gratitude and we're showing up on the platforms, I feel like it's just as important to just like be present there and get to know the people that's on there. One thing that I've really been appreciating about threads, I've been on threads like y'all since the beginning. Okay. I always liked threads. I just always felt like it was the place where the cool kids hang out. That's how I felt about threads. But one thing that I appreciate about threads is that it is absolutely an engagement driven platform. Like your comments, your reposts, your quotes on there mean just as much, if not more, than what you actually post yourself. Like it really does prioritize and incentivizes you to engage with people. And that's the part that like the social networking part that I feel like is like bringing back and reviving, and that's what makes it feel so good. It's so dope over there. I talk about threads all the time. That's so funny. I actually got a couple of people to go on threads. I just like just come over there and follow me around. I think you should also you should also add being intentional about getting to know those in the challenge too. Yeah, that's one thing that if I did like a dedicated hashtag, that would have been better, but I didn't want to because I don't be following hashtags. Do you know anything about threads monetization? So I don't. It's still a complete mystery to me, Lloyd. But I do know somebody who's like literally giving step by steps, like how she's getting into it and how she's monetizing on threads. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna repost one of her posts, and then that'll give you some more insight because nobody can really tell you how they got it, but they what she's doing is sharing what she did. And that's all you can do. Like if you don't really know what worked, just tell people what you did and let them get from that what they can and then use it to their advantage. So I'll share her content with you. And Yeah, because she's been doing it consistently. Plus, it works out well for her because she's already monetized. So if people are engaging with her content, then she gets her bonus. So it's a win for everybody. But that's another thing that I love. I love that, like, us engaging, us participating and sharing and connecting with people can literally get us paid. Like, it just makes you want to be more generous. It makes you want to teach more. It makes you want to share more. So yeah, I'm having a moment. I don't know. I'm just really thinking about social media in general and what I've been able to do with it. But I'll save that conversation for another live, y'all. But that's what I'm gonna say. Threads is great, great, great. If you want that engagement, like if you want that interaction, if you want those connections and those conversations, get over there. Okay, get over there. And when you get over there, engage with people, talk to people, share their posts, comment. Like, it really is, like, it's the place to be. Okay. Um, and that's it. That's what I got. Threads is that girl, been that girl, will forever be that girl, unless, unless her cousins do something crazy. But let's hope, okay? Like, let's hope that Threads is just the one place where they're just like, you know what? We're not gonna mess this one up. Like, we're gonna leave her alone. Like, if they just don't start doing weird stuff, I'll be fine. Yeah. I talked about I have to make a whole I'll make a whole video about that, okay? So we're gonna have a part two and we're gonna talk about, like, it's just gonna be threads. It's gonna be threads. It's gonna be the whole conversation. And we could just talk about it because there's just so much potential that's still there. And I need more of the right people over there. I don't need everybody over there. Ads are coming. Yeah, they are. They are good old ads. Just enjoy it while it lasts. But that's it, y'all. Again, if you're participating in Gratitude Week, um, tag me in your posts, okay? Even if you are not talking about me, I don't care, okay? You have free reign to tag me, mention me on any platform that you post on. Even if you post on multiple, still tag me so I can share your content so that other people can engage with you, other people can find out about you, you can find out about them, and this can turn into another way for us to connect and not just create content. All right? So, mention me, tag me wherever that whatever applies for your platform. Don't feel like you can't join in, even if you haven't been participating from the beginning. You can still experience some goodness and positivity right now, starting today. So get your camera out, get your phone out, get your thumbs ready, type up your post, however you're going to do it. But just start participating in it. Have fun. Don't allow it to become something that turns into a big project. Just do it however it comes to you. And I'm looking forward to seeing them, y'all. I'm looking forward to seeing them. So y'all be good. Y'all stay safe. Have a good night. And we'll be back tomorrow at tomorrow. It will real life be 1 o'clock. All right. So 1 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. We're gonna be right back here. Oh, we're definitely going to be here because that's the time that we have Fashion 101. So I might bring those together. I might start it off with the gratitude and then it'll be a short section. And then we'll go into our first orientation class for Fashion 101. If you don't know what Fashion 101 is, what I'm talking about, Hillman Talk, make sure you go to my video. I'm actually going to pin it. I'm going to pin it on TikTok and it's already on YouTube. So go check it out, find out what we're talking about, what we're doing. And then tomorrow, I'm going to be going over everything that we're going to cover for the next couple of weeks. Okay. But that's it for real. See y'all tomorrow, 1 o'clock. If you want to register for it, so you get a reminder, make sure you click the button on my profile so that you get notified when the live starts. You don't want to miss class. But if you do end up missing class and you're subscribed to me on YouTube, I will still have it posted there so you can access it that way, and watch the replay. All right. So that's it. That's all. I love y'all. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.